Good morning, everyone, from beautiful Playa del Carmen, Mexico. So we are en route to the 3D Museum of Wonder. So, do you wonder what it's going to be like?
I do wonder, because we've seen these all over the world, but we haven't got a chance to do it yet.
So now we shall hear.
Super excited.
In Playa del Carmen to the right. So we are headed to 3D Museum of Wonders. It's about 10 minutes from our apartment. I think like one street off of 5th Avenue. We'll post the link in the description as well as a link on Google Maps if that's possible. So we're gonna walk and we're gonna check it out and share the experience with you. So thanks for joining in. The 3D Museum of Wonders is located just off of 10th Avenue in Playa del Carmen. Ticket prices are $30 for adults and $25 for kids. At the time of filming, you could get 10% off your visit by booking online. So make sure you check out our description because we'll include a link to the website. We visited the museum during the times of COVID, so it was really nice to see them following all safety measures. Upon entering, you had your temperature taken as well as your hands sanitized. What we thought was cool was because of all the different safety protocols, that if you called ahead, you could actually book the entire museum for your party, no extra costs. So I mean, talk about feeling like a VIP and getting the whole museum to yourself. There were 3 ground rules when you entered the museum. There was no shoes, no eating or drinking, or no chewing of gum. The kids, and especially I, loved the whole no shoes thing, as you can see here. On the other hand, the kids weren't too big of fans of not being able to eat or drink. So if you have small kids, definitely suggest you get them something to eat and make sure they're well hydrated before you begin the tour.
So, tip, bring your insects for your small children.
One of Amanda and I's favorite movies is Zombieland. So in Zombieland, there's 33 different rules for surviving the zombie apocalypse. What you see here with Ellie is she's demonstrating rule number 18, which is limber up. So it doesn't matter if you're in the zombie apocalypse or you're at the 3D Museum of Wonder, make sure you take some time to stretch, because for these photos, you're going to be reaching up. You're going to be bending down. So make sure you stretch, kids. Edward was our tour guide through the museum. And let me tell you, Edward was awesome. I'm not going to lie to you. Before today, I was definitely Team Jacob. You know what I'm talking about, all you twihards out there. After today, though, I'm now Team Edward. Edward was great. He would show us all the different locations to take photos. He would suggest different poses. He was even so nice, he took pictures for us. So if you're ever at the 3D Museum of Wonders, make sure to ask for Edward.
Tricks and tips.
Hey guys, if you have liked the video so far and you want to continue to see our travels, please go ahead and like and subscribe, and so you can be the first one in the know. But moving on to the cool moms. Tips and tricks for the 3D museum. Babe, what's the first one?
All right, so our kids are always grazing on food. They are always eating. So when we entered the museum, the sign said no food or drinks. Bum, bum, bum. This was really hard for the kids because we're like 5 minutes into the journey and, Dad, I'm thirsty. I'm hungry.
Actually, Charlotte literally took a drink of water. So not even water's allowed. And they were like, they were really nice about it. They were like, no agua, no agua.
Yeah, so make sure that beforehand, if you got small kids or you just tend to graze.
Or kids.
Or kids, yeah. Make sure that you have something to eat or drink before you go into the museum.
Yeah.
So tip number 1. What's tip number 2?
Tip number 2, socks for kids. If you have small kids who are sensitive to, if you have kids that are sensitive with their feet or how things feel on them, what they provide you with is like a little pantyhose sock. So it does have that seam. Ryder ended up being fine with it after it was on, but I literally had to like force it on him and he was fine with it after. But I know some kids are like, no way. If they have that seam in their sock, they're done. So just something to consider, that you might want to bring socks, and if you do, you might want to bring more of a nude color sock.
Ooh, she's at nude!
Just to go with everyone else who's going to be wearing those pantyhose ones. All right. Oh, I'm actually going to go on with tip number 3 because I don't think that you're the tip number 3 person.
Ooh. Well, I find that sexist because I want to do tip number 3, which is wear a long flowy dress.
It wasn't necessarily wear a long flowy dress.
Kilt.
Tip number 3 is wear something that you have already been in pictures with. Like, know how you look in that outfit you're going to wear because you're going to take like 50 pictures in it. And for me, I didn't do that, and then immediately it was hot, and Ryder was upset, so he yanked on my shirt, stretching it all out, and it just made me not like the pictures as much as I could have if I'd wore like a dress that I was happy with, or just a general outfit that I liked the way I looked in pictures with. So that's a tip. Make sure you like what you're wearing and you know how it already looks in pictures from different angles, doing different things, because you also want to be able to move in it so you can take all sorts of the fun stuff, the fun kind of pictures. All right.
Because we want you to have no regrets.
No regrets.
Not even just one letter. Right. Number 4. Tip number 4.
Very simple. Make sure your cameras are charged and make sure the lenses are clean.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yay, I like that. What is tip number 5? Ooh, this is a good one. So kids probably 7 and above, or just knowing the maturity level of your kid taking the picture. Do they love taking pictures? Or do they jump in front of the camera when you're trying to take a picture because they want to get the heck out of the museum? Like, so yeah, I just think if you're going to be paying for what's not a inexpensive trip, make sure that your kid's going to be into it.
Did we ever talk about how much it was?
Yes, already did.
Okay.
So $30 for adults, $25 for kids.
So not a cheap day to take a bunch of pictures. The pictures are cool and awesome and super fun, and the girls loved it. But yeah, Ryder had trouble with it, and we still had to pay $25.
Yeah, so check on that. That's a tip there. Yeah. That leads us to tip number 6, because you're asking how much it is. Book online.
Book online.
10% off right now if you book online. But then they also have other discounts that are ongoing. If you are a student, have a student ID, it's 50% off every day. And then on Sunday, if you are a resident and you can show your card, you got to show one of those ID cards, you get 50% off on Sunday.
That's a lot of money.
Save that dinero. That's right.
Yeah.
What other tips do we have?
So, try to loosen up as quickly as you can and just
stay limber.
Stay limber. Have a try to,
Rule number 18.
Look for different angles as you go, because there are suggested angles. But some of this, I think there are like a lot cooler things that you could have done. We were kind of in the middle of having a 6-year-old who was ready to leave from the moment we got there. But I think actually looking online at other people's pictures before you go is a good idea, because they do have examples, which is awesome.
Like watching YouTube of Upton Family Adventures and their shots. Make sure you subscribe.
And Yeah. So yeah, I would look online at some of the pictures, and then not only that, the guide is there. So our guide, Edward, I'm sorry.
Team Jacob, you
confuse me with your Twihard
dirty,
stuff.
dirty girl. Team Edward.
You confuse me with
Dare
your
you? We know what
Twihard.
team you're on.
Okay, so.
She's on Team Zac Efron. Abs. Sorry.
Okay, so.
Team Edward. Okay.
No, look online. And then, too, don't be afraid to use your guide, because he was very respectful, and I think it's because he realized we had a lot going on. So he was super respectful, so he kind of stayed back. And then when we actually started asking him questions and what angles, it basically let him know that we were comfortable with him offering more suggestions.
Sure.
So yeah, so don't forget to actually utilize them, because otherwise he pretty much stayed in the background until we asked for assistance. And once we did, then he was more open in helping us. And I'm sure he would have been from the beginning if we had seemed like we wanted help, but we probably had that like, we're trying to control everything right now, family thing going on.
You talked about angles sitting up in the picture.
Oh,
so that was a big
yes.
thing.
Okay, so when you see the chairs on the ground, sit up in the picture and it'll look more 3D than if you were to kind of lean back in it, because almost your body helps the paintings look more 3D. So if you see the chair, sit on the chair, and then actually sit up, and just make sure you know where everything is, what's supposed to be a shadow. You know, take your time to look at the scene and see what's supposed to be the shadow. So if you're going to stand on the ledge. Like if this is the ledge, you want to stand up here, not on this side. So just observe and act.
That's good. Sounds like a good tip on the subway. If you see any packages unattended, please tell someone. I don't know. Terrible joke. But anyways, what other tips and tricks do we have?
I feel like that was one of those are like the big ones. The sit up, all of the.
Well, then we're going to hit you with the T-ball tip for the last one, which is, hey guys, go out there and have fun.
That's the best tip of all.
Have fun out there. Doesn't matter if you win or lose, but just have fun. Smile. Have a great time at the museum. And yeah, that's all we got.
You're not going to lose at the museum.
Because you're a winner.
Because you're a winner.